There was a time when I was excited, like really excited for games like GTA 6 and The Elder Scrolls 6. These weren't just games, they were experiences we looked forward to, dreamt about, and built our expectations around. But now it's 2025, and we're hearing that GTA 6, after over a decade of development, is delayed again, this time to spring 2026. Elder Scrolls 6, it might as well be a myth at this point. Today we're going to talk about how long is too long, how delays hurt fan bases, and at what point does the market start to lose interest. Welcome back to the channel. If you're tired of waiting, if you feel like the hype has passed you by, and if you're questioning whether these multi-billion-dollar companies even care anymore, you're not alone. Today we're diving deep into the increasingly absurd wait times for GTA 6 and the Elder Scrolls 6. We'll look at the timeline, the excuses, the rising prices, and the very real risk that these games just won't be worth it by the time they arrive. Now listen, I'm sure these games are going to be a great time. I'm not going to lie, GTA 6 has amazing graphics. I'm sure Elder Scrolls 6 will be great as well. I'm enjoying the new Oblivion remake, as you can see in the gameplay here. But I don't think that dismisses any critiques that I have, and I think it is important to talk about this regardless, okay? I am a fan of Rockstar, I'm a fan of, Bethesda, but it's important to be critical here because I think the delays and wait time, it's absurd, okay? Let's just get into it. Let's start with GTA 6. The last mainline entry, GTA 5, launched in 2013. That's 12 years ago. Since then, Rockstar has profited massively off of GTA Online, with its microtransactions generating billions, so financially there's no rush. But for fans, that wait has turned into some frustration. First rumors of GTA 6 began around 2015. By 2020, leaked reports suggested that the game was in early development. In December 2023, Rockstar dropped a trailer, finally confirming the setting, which was, Vice City, I'm pretty sure, whatever, and a 2025 release window. Now in May 2025, that release date has been pushed back again to spring 2026. That means this game will have taken over 13 years to arrive. Here's the thing, yes, good games take time, but Red Dead Redemption 2 took 8 years, and it launched complete, polished, and critically acclaimed. So why is GTA 6 taking nearly double than that? It's because of higher standards, or because of corporate bloat and creative stagnation? I don't know. Many people will point to the fact that Rockstar always delays their game, and using Red Dead Redemption 2 as an example, because I just brought it up, yeah, that game was delayed, sure, but it doesn't change the fact that, GTA 6 is nearly double the development time. And I mean, sure, you can say that they're working on the graphics and everything, and they're working on polishing it, but at this point, I don't care. Personally, I don't care. GTA 6 could have looked like Red Dead Redemption 2, maybe just a higher frame rate or something. I don't know, man. I just don't care too much about visuals like that, and if it's really going to add on another 6 years, is it really worth it? Okay, I don't know. And I want to dive deeper into my claim on creative stagnation there, okay? Basically, what I'm trying to say with that is that, how much farther can Rockstar push the boundaries with GTA 6? Because in my mind, it's going to be an open world video game. They might make it so that you can go into more buildings. I've seen some stuff where you might be able to play basketball, and that's all cool. But how much is this going to push the boundaries to justify, like I said before, double the time it took for Red Dead Redemption 2? Is this going to be a jump that's going to be, revolutionary for gaming? It might be. I might be wrong here, but I can't see how that could happen. I mean, we're at a pretty crazy period with video games right now where I think a lot of video games look really good. I don't necessarily want them to look hyper realistic. I like art style. I like that sort of thing as well. I care mostly about performance. So who knows? Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe GTA 6 is groundbreaking and it definitely, pushes the boundaries in game design and stuff like that. But to me, it just looks like an open world video game. We have tons of those. Okay. Call me crazy, okay? I just don't know what type of expectations to have for something like this. And I feel like, consumer expectations here are very inflated, which, I mean, for good reason, right? It's a very hyped up title, but I feel like some people might be let down just because their hopes are too high, okay? I can't help but feel that way. I'd love to be proven wrong. I have high hopes for GTA 6, but like it's just getting to a point where people are like, yeah, I'll spend like $300 for this game, yada yada, it's gonna be the game of the century. And personally, like, if GTA 6 came out in 2025, like, I don't know if it would be my favorite release this year, right? Like, I've been loving the Oblivion remaster, or like Expedition 33, or like Doom Dark Ages, which is coming out here pretty soon. Like, I've been super excited for stuff like that. Like, I don't even know, with my personal gaming opinion, I was more excited for those titles than something like GTA 6. All right, that's just me personally, because something like Expedition 33, for example, really pushes the boundaries for something like a turn-based RPG, right? And that's what I look for in games. Like, I want unique experiences that kind of blow my mind, and GTA 6 might fulfill that. But like I said, like, with everything we know and everything we've seen, to me, it just still looks like an open world video game, okay? Now, let's talk about Bethesda and The Elder Scrolls 6. If Rockstar's delays are frustrating, Bethesda's silence is downright insulting. The Elder Scrolls 6 was officially teased in 2018 with a vague landscape teaser. Bethesda executives, including Todd Howard, later confirmed that it wouldn't enter full development until after Starfield, so Starfield launches in 2023, and yet here we are in 2025 with no gameplay, no story, and not even a concrete year, just speculation that it might release in 2028 or even later. This is a franchise that defined open world RPGs. Skyrim was released in 2011, The Elder Scrolls 6 doesn't come out until 2028. We're looking at about like a 17-year gap between entries, which is ridiculous. And fans, we're expecting to sit patiently, buy remasters and re-releases, and just trust the process. At what point does trust run out? And like, as far as Bethesda remakes and remasters go, I'm honestly all for it. Like, there's talks of a Fallout 3 remaster or remake or whatever. Great. Obviously, we have the Oblivion remaster now, which I'm loving. It's fantastic. Dude, if Bethesda could just remake their whole catalog of Elder Scrolls and Fallout games, that would be sick. Like, imagine we got a Daggerfall remake on a new engine. That would be crazy, right? But I also want new content, and one thing that is important to highlight here is Bethesda themselves did not develop their Oblivion remaster. They basically outsourced development to a company or a developing studio called Virtuos. I hope I'm saying that right. Basically, long story short, Bethesda did not develop the Oblivion remaster, and I'm assuming that they're going to outsource development to other studios as well, so they can hopefully work on Elder Scrolls 6. Like, they better be working on Elder Scrolls 6. I mean, if you're gonna have other studios remastering and remaking your games, you better be working on that freaking game, dude. I swear. But like, there's nothing wrong with outsourcing remakes and remasters, because honestly, the dudes who did Oblivion Remaster did a fantastic job, and we've seen that with companies like Konami, for example, with the Silent Hill 2 remaster, right? Giving that to a third-party developer for them to make. I'm not opposed to that idea at all. Like, if we get a remake and a remaster of every old school Fallout game and every old school Elder Scrolls game, that would be awesome for the preservation of those IPs. But if Bethesda is not the developers making those, they better be working on Elder Scrolls 6 like overtime, man. Because what else would they possibly be doing, bro? Like, I swear, if we get another release from Bethesda that's not Elder Scrolls 6 or a new installment in the Fallout franchise, oh, dude, it's going to be bad. Like, it could low-key put them out of business. Like, I'm sick and tired of waiting for one of these two IPs to have a new installment, especially when you have, like, the Fallout TV show coming out. Like, I think it would just make sense to release or work on a new Fallout project to release alongside with the show. Like, it just seems like a major fumble for fans and for the business as a whole. Moving on here, let's get real. These delays used to be tolerable. We told ourselves it's better to wait for a finished product, and yes, that's true, but over time the industry has abused that goodwill, in my opinion. So here's what's happening now. The hype cycle is definitely on a decline. People aren't necessarily talking about the Elder Scrolls 6 anymore. GTA 6 only gets attention when it's delayed, it feels like. When you announce a game too early and deliver nothing for 5+ years, people stop caring. Just like you, I've personally lost interest. I've mentally moved on. Like when they come out, sure, I'll be interested, but like I don't care about news or trailers anymore. I just don't. It's exhausting at this point. Then there's talks of price increases as well, with talk of GTA 6 being priced at $100 or more. Consumers are now asking, is this even going to be worth it? And I could see Elder Scrolls 6 going down a similar pricing range as well. Like me personally, my rule of thumb is I will never pay $100. I will never pay triple figures for a video game. Okay, I just won't. I don't care how much money I have. That's absurd. That's ridiculous. Okay, especially when you have titles, once again, like Expedition 33 out here that's coming out at $50. I'm not paying $100, bro. You could argue that Expedition 33 is a $100 quality game and it came out for $50 and they were profitable just fine. Okay, I'm not spending triple figures. No way. And then there's the distrust in developers. Each delay chips away at trust, and when games do finally release, they're often buggy messes anyways. Look at Cyberpunk 2077. Fantastic video game, by the way, but it was delayed for years, and when it finally launched, it was unfinished. If even that can happen, why should we give Rockstar and Bethesda infinite patience, okay? And like, I tend to dog on Cyberpunk sometimes. It's a fantastic video game now, but still, like, my point there is very valid. Like, they delayed that game tons and tons, and it's still launched in a terrible state. Alright, anyways, piggybacking off of that, here's the part that companies are ignoring at their own peril. Consumer patience, like I said before, it's not infinite. First of all, younger gamers might not care. If you were 10 years old when GTA 5 came out and you're 22 now, that means you grew up waiting. But the next generation, they're growing up on Fortnite, Roblox, and Minecraft. They might not even care about, Rockstar's legacy. And then you have market saturation, specifically with open world games. Open world games are everywhere now. Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, Elden Ring, like these games have all raised the bar for open world standard. The Elder Scrolls 6 and GTA 6 no longer own the genre. More specifically, games like GTA 5 and Skyrim no longer own the genre, right? So they kind of got to compete for that space again. Risk of irrelevance, by the time these games come out, the gaming landscape will have moved on. What if by 2026 people are done with giant open worlds and craving something new? And that's something that consumers have already reflected. I know many people out there who voiced their exhaustion with open world games, with companies like Ubisoft and everything like that. I personally do like open world games, but I'm not gonna lie, like, yeah, it can get exhausting only playing these games and only having these games come out. I tend to like linear games more often nowadays, just because it's kind of a breath of fresh air and an escape from these massive open world games. But the one thing that's worth noting here is just in general, consumers are no longer begging for these titles. I'm sure some of you are out there begging for these, but a lot of consumers, like a good chunk of them, are skeptical, and that's dangerous for long-term sales, which is what these titles are going to rely on, because they're expensive, dude. These are very expensive. They're going to have some long-term sales revenue here. Now, let's go ahead and answer the big question. How long is too long? In my view, anything past 5 years of development should be kept secret. Do your work, build your game, and then announce it when you're actually close to launching. 10 or 15 years, that's not development, that's mismanagement. And here's the part nobody wants to say out loud. Some of us just won't be around when these games finally release. Life moves on, people get older, priorities shift, and the magic fades, unfortunately. That's how it is for some people. So yeah, I'm frustrated. You're probably frustrated too. We've been patient, loyal, hopeful, but at this point we're being strung along. And the saddest part, when GTA 6 and Elder Scrolls 6 finally drop, they might be incredible games, but will they still matter, Like, let me know what you think in the comments. Are you still excited, or have you moved on? Because I know one thing for sure, I used to dream about these games. Now I barely can, and I don't think I'm alone. But yeah, thanks for watching, and subscribe if this resonated with you, and I'll see you in the next one.